Happy New Year's, guys. This is going to be the first video of the year, and the topic for today is New Year's resolutions. So I want to discuss about New Year's resolutions and how they can be effective if your expectations and your goals are set realistically. But most of the times people set high goals, high expectations because they want to make drastic changes and they want to make bold moves, which is good. But the thing is, if you make drastic changes and have high expectations, tendency is if you fail, you're going to lose confidence in your ability to achieve that goal because you've set something so high for yourself. For example, you tell yourself, "Oh, I'm gonna get to a specific weight range within the end of the year," and then when you don't actually meet that goal, you lose confidence in yourself for meeting that goal because you set your goal too high. But the thing is, what you should be doing is not setting a specific goal, like a deadline, say by the end of this year. You set yourself like a long-term goal, like within the next 10 years. Um, I like to be in shape, I like to improve myself. And then you have short-term goals, step by step, how do I get closer towards achieving that long-term goal? So for example, in my case, my long-term goal is to, set up a business and build that business. And this is probably going to be a 10 year goal, but step by step, every single day or every single week, every single month, I sort of do things towards achieving that goal. Some days there's going to be ups and downs, peaks and valleys, and you're going to achieve certain things, and you're going to have moments where you achieve a lot of things, and then there's going to be moments where there's dull moments and times where you don't make as much progress, which is natural. And that's the reason why setting too high of an expectations, like at a short amount of time, sometimes can lead you to too much high expectations and not achieving your goals. As long as you keep on progressing, you can fall off the horse, fail a couple of times, learn from your mistakes, but then sometimes it might take you twice as long to achieve your goal. The main point is to have a very long-term goal and achieve certain milestones, and those milestones might take a while, but as you're progressing and as you have little victories along the way, you congratulate yourself, you reward yourself for those little victories as you progress and as you move on. And those little victories will actually give you the confidence to keep on going, because what generally happens is, New Year's comes around, and then you have a New Year's resolution and you say, "Oh, I have this massive goal, I want to achieve this goal, like I have to achieve it by the end of this year." And then it's like gaining a six-pack, gaining a lot of muscles and all that kind of stuff. And by the end of the year, you don't actually achieve that, and then you're like, "Oh, all this effort, I didn't achieve my goal. I'm just gonna give up," right? And the thing is, success was probably around that corner, if you waited a couple of months more, or maybe 2-3 years more, or 4 years. But the thing is, if you gave yourself a long-term goal and said, "Oh, I want to get to this specific point in my health, or I want to get to this specific point in my business, but I know it's going to take a long time. I want to meet certain milestones along the way. Maybe in a year, I might, have this much revenue coming in, income coming in, employees employed, and clients, how many clients I have in the year." As you focus on that bit by bit, it grows. And yeah. Anyways, the thing is, also what prevents people from starting things is that with the New Year's resolution, people tend to set too high of an expectation, too high of a goal. It's good to have big goals, but those big goals are generally good to set for long periods of time. When you're on that journey to achieve that goal, a lot of people are stuck in paralysis of analysis, because they say, "Oh, I need to get this right. I need to be good at business. I need to already have the skills. I need to be good at, programming. I need to know the right people," so on and so forth, right? The thing is, whenever people start ventures, or whenever, say for example, you're learning how to play basketball, or you're learning how to play the guitar, the first time you picked up a guitar or picked up a basketball, you were never ready to play, basketball at the very beginning. You were never ready to play guitar, right? But then you just picked it up and you started playing, and then you're really, really bad at it. And then you had to practice and practice and practice. And the thing is that practice is key to getting better at something. So just because you're not good at something doesn't mean that you shouldn't start it, because far too often people wait. They wait until they have the skill to start something. Like, for example, if you want to start a business, they wait until they have the skills. If you don't have the specific skills you need, find talent out there, find, expertise, find those who are good at something. Like, you might need to do some due diligence, and learn things yourself. You might need to, take some online courses. You might need to, do all of those things to have an overview of an understanding of the general things that you need to start. But then if you know that it's going to take you a couple of years just to become an expert at something, and you don't want to pursue that path of expertise, you want to sort of leverage other people's knowledge and talents, then you could end up, searching for your team. You could search for a person with the expertise and the talent that you want to use in that business, or that you want to use to help you with that project that you want to start. A good example of this is, like, I recently was watching like this series called The Undercover Billionaire. A lot of people are complaining, oh, it's, life is getting much harder. It's, it's not so easy to start a business. It's not so easy to, become successful, which it is true. It's not that easy. And a lot of people think that you need resources. You could get further if you had resources, but you don't need resources to start. And essentially, with the Undercover Billionaire, I forgot his name, but the guy in the show, he was a billionaire, right? So he wanted to prove that he can make $1 million business with within 90 days, right, of starting, with only $100 cash in his pocket, and a mobile phone and a truck, right? So, and the thing is, because if people knew his name, right, people would search him up on Google, and they would figure out, oh, this guy's a billionaire, and of course, so they would try to ingratiate themselves with him, and try to get close to him because they know that he's a billionaire, right? So to even out the playing field, with just to simulate the fact that people who start from scratch, right, have no reputation, have no network, right, and you could be living in your car, right? So he wanted to emulate that, and that's what he did. He basically temporarily changed his name and went to a remote location that he hasn't been before, so people probably wouldn't have known who he was, and changed his name, and he started from scratch. And what he did was he took that $100, and first he was just paying for living expenses, and so he was living really cheaply. He bought noodles, he slept in his car, all that kind of stuff. Then he tried to find odd jobs that would accept him as an employee, because when your living expenses, like if you don't have any money to pay your bills, you have to start from, like, you can't start a business straight away. You have to focus on your living expenses. So you have to be employed first, or you either use what you have and then buy and sell. And that's what he was doing. He was trying to find tires to flip. He was trying to find trash, and he was looking for trash, and then he was trying to look for the buyer to buy that trash off of him. And he was also doing the odd jobs just to get some income in, until he had enough money to sort of buy, a used car, and then clean it up, and then flip that, so that he can generate enough income. So then the next flip he did was real estate. So he bought a house, and then he renovated that. And then when he renovated that, and then he sold it, and he made roughly around, like, under $40,000 just on the flip of the house. But that was enough, startup capital to sort of start his business. And he basically did this within, like, 90 days. And at the very end, like, this might be spoilers if you haven't watched it, but I encourage you to watch the series. And yeah, so he at the end of the series, he didn't quite make $1 million company, but it was valued roughly around 750,000. But the thing is, for 90 days, right, starting from scratch, and maybe you can say that because he already had the knowledge, already had the know-how, already had the skills. But the thing is, by doing that, people can't really complain that you can't start something without having any resources. Like, the thing is, nowadays, the knowledge that he knows and the experience that he has, anyone can basically gain that experience. Like, anyone can flip items on the internet. Anyone can, buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. And if you're desperate enough, you're going to have enough time to do that anyways, right? And then eventually you're going to have enough capital to start up your business. And yeah, it was interesting because that basically gives us no room for excuse or no room for any reasons not to start something that we wanted to start. Because if we're complaining, oh, I don't have any money, there's ways to start something without any money, right? Like the people that he got on board, I'm sure he had to pay them eventually, but he had a vision. So he was a visionary and he had a goal. He worked his way back from the end goal. So what do I need to get? And who do I need to be on my team to be able to achieve that goal? So he was working backwards and he got the key specific team members, and what he sold to them was, oh, he didn't sell them, I'm going to give you money, right? Initially, he said that we're building something big, right? And I want you to be a part of that. And basically, the right people will be encouraged to join your team because of your vision, right? They want to make it into reality because they're working for something more than themselves and just for money. They're working for something big, but the money that comes in after, that's sort of like a icing on the cake, and it's basically additional afterwards, because at the end of the show he does end up paying them for their labor, right? So they get paid, but they also get all the experience, and they got to see something through and got to see something that was developed from scratch. And the thing is, there was ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, but that basically the lessons learned from that show is that if you're going to aim for something, aim for it, but don't expect it to be smooth sailing, but do it anyways, because the experience is going to be good. You're going to gain a lot from it. You're going to learn a lot from it. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be side turns and all that. And yeah, that's what I'm also learning with my business as well. Like, there's ups and downs, but watching from that and through my own experience, you just got to keep at it. And for me, I'm not going to really set any New Year's resolution, but I'm just going to keep at working on building, building and building and building and building, and essentially, like, me recording this video is just documenting, and it's also to create exposure as well, right? And the thing is, I want to share what I'm sort of studying as well, because the thing is, if you want to be successful, study those who are successful. For myself, I'm not quite there yet, so that's why I'm not saying, oh, follow my example. What I'm doing is I'm showing you what I'm doing currently, which may be a good thing or a bad thing, but time will tell. But the thing is, I'm also trying to study those who have already made it and seeing what I can take from their path, from what they've done, and applying it to what I'm currently pursuing. So you can learn a lot from them. So that's the reason why Undercover Billionaire is a good show. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good year ahead, and I hope you guys, strive for your goals and make sure that you never quit and you keep going. If you like this content, for the algorithm, and subscribe if you want more content like this, and also hit the bell icon to get notifications. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.